Hello, everyone, and welcome to Record Club. It is me, Shawn, and Jenny. Hello, Jenny.
Oh my gosh, you're weird now that you're older.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
thank you. Jenny had to celebrate me 2 times this week.
It was awful.
Which is a lot for
It was
her.
so hard.
And it was back-to-back days, Father's Day, then my birthday. That sucks.
It sucks for you just because we love you so much, and then you only get your 2 days right on top of each other. And sometimes it's the same day. And you get gypped because you should get 2 separate days of us being like, you're so special and amazing. Let's do everything you want.
Yeah.
So it sucks for you.
It is nice. You know what was really nice?
What?
And now we're on a weird tangent, not about Neil Young, but how the kids, the whole 2 days, were just playing music that I wanted to hear.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, it's, usually we take
So
turns
cute.
and it's a lot of, like, their music, which is fine. I love it, too. But, like,
He doesn't.
not all of it, but a lot of it. But it was all just, like, they're playing music for me. And then, so, like, that was really
Shawn's
nice.
greatest hits.
It was, and it was, like, nice. It was fun to think about, like, the songs. And then this is going to be silly and whatever, but Emma played a song, and it made me emotional because I was like, oh, my God, she's, like, playing this song, like, our song.
What is it?
It is so dumb. I'm even getting tired of this thing about it now. It's it's Unholy War Cry by Rhapsody.
Okay.
But when freshman year of high school, me and her would listen. We'd drive to school together. I drive her to school, just me and her.
On Mondays.
And a Monday, she had a late start, and so me and her would either go to like get donuts, or a lot of times we would just go around and we try to take a funny picture to send to you while you were at work of us doing something.
They were funny.
Random. And so, but every single time we got in the car on the Monday morning, she would play that song. And so when she put it on, she hadn't put that on in years. And I was like, oh my God, she like remembers that this is our song. Like, it was like such a sweet thing, even though the song is, not maybe the song you would guess would be a sweet thing, but I was very touched.
I feel like she puts this on every year on your birthday, and you have the same story, and you say, we haven't heard it in years, and I think we heard it last year.
Well, maybe we haven't heard it in a year. I also forget things.
Also,
but
a side note, can you move the mouse off the stop recording button?
Jenny, why would we do that? When could that ever go wrong?
Also, it was cute when the kids were trying to make the playlist for your birthday and Father's Day, and Sawyer picked that one. What was the song? It was like something, and she was like remastered.
Oh yeah, it was Silverchair Tomorrow remastered.
But she was like so adamant that I had to pick the remastered one because that's the right version. I was like,
that's so
I don't
cute.
think it matters, but
it doesn't.
Okay.
But it was funny because that's a deep cut of a song that I would love, and she was like, "This is what he wants." Like, that is what I want.
Because we pay attention and we know everything about you.
I know,
and
and
try
it's
to
so
act
sweet.
like you're so unloved.
Oh, I never
Poor
act that way.
Shawn.
I'm
He's
so loved.
Picked on.
No.
It's like the punching bag. I'm like, please, we spoil the fuck out of this
I get
man.
spoiled. I never said this.
He gets so spoiled. You have
I do.
no idea.
I am so lucky. I love my family. Anyways. Well, everyone, hello, and welcome to this episode. Today we're talking about Neil Young. We almost recorded this yesterday.
Ugh. Ooh, and that's our song this week.
Oh yeah, how about that?
It would have been so good.
It would have been so good. Unfortunately, we were not able to. My dad, on Father's Day, we went to his house.
Yes.
And we were in the pool, and I mentioned, oh yeah, our album this week is Neil Young, Harvest. He's like, I'll be there. I'm there. I love this album. I'm going to be
It would
there.
have been so fun.
And I'm like, Dad, we do it on Wednesdays. Come on over. Come on down. And he was like, okay. And then he later got back to me. He's like, can't do Wednesday. I'm going to the Domar Fair and seeing a artist. I forget. Some country thing.
Jordan
I don't know. My dad has changed his music taste quite a bit.
This is his wife's influence.
I know, because that could never happen
and
before.
I love her, but
Yeah.
she has dog shit taste in music.
Although I will say, you say this, but
I stand by this.
but she was telling me like I'll come on for episodes, and she was mentioning bands that she'd be on for. Like, that'd be fun. Like, she's like, I love
John
Depeche.
Mayer?
No, she's like, I love Depeche Mode.
She does love John Mayer.
Well, she does, but Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, like those are cool albums.
You wanted to say John Mayer.
I did. You almost got me.
She
We
loves
should
Janet
honestly,
Jackson.
we should have her on for
Her, not me.
John.
Switch
yeah,
one Jen
we'll
Chatfield for
switch
another.
it out. Yep.
There's 3 of us.
Anyways, I'm like, well, maybe we'll do it on Tuesday, but it didn't work out. But we tried.
And I was going to come here with really shitty notes on Tuesday because I was not ready because I've been working 12 and 15-hour days lately.
Yeah.
So I killed myself today to get these notes done. But I was like, I will go there with my notes incomplete just so you guys can have Craig Chatfield, because it would have been a treat for you.
Yeah, he's never been on.
Even though I would have been sweating
But he
profusely.
hates being on camera, and above that, he hates
he?
speaking on camera.
You know, you always say these things, but I do recall him just jumping at the chance to do Mega 64 things. Sombrero guy.
He didn't. We made him do that, but but he's happy. He's always happy to help.
And he's always happy to take a picture if you guys see him out in the wild.
Well, yeah, he loves that.
Nothing makes him happier
And then he'll always call me.
than being recognized.
Yeah, he's like, I got it, Shawn. You're not gonna believe what happened. And then it's a story he's told me before, but I love it. I do love it. It's really exciting.
He's
Anyways,
so nice.
Well, so right now we're recording this on the Wednesday, and our little girls, are in the office watching 10 Things I Hate About You or something. Is that what they're watching?
I think so.
Because, life's busy. Emma's working. Becca's at an arcade. Anyways, the point is, we're here. We're going to talk about Neil Young starting now. So, welcome.
Okay.
Now, I told you before I own this album on vinyl.
And I doubted it. I thought it was a lie.
She did. And turns out she was right. I was lying. But only because I was talking to my dad about this. I found my Neil Youngs and I showed Jenny, and I have like 12 Neil Young albums.
I was prepared to apologize when he came marching in with all those albums.
But not this one. And I was like, brought it to my dad. He's like, oh, yeah, I kept that one for myself. I still have that. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm not giving that one away.
Rocco's dad probably kept it for himself, too.
Maybe.
They both gave you a lot of albums.
Yeah. Anyways, so, so I don't own this album. But I have not heard this all the way through. Have you heard this all the way through?
Yes, a million times.
Okay. I know I've definitely heard a few songs on this, like a million times. But
I owned this CD.
Wow.
Cool.
Did you really?
You did.
That's cool. Okay, so this kind of started. Now, a couple things. Neil Young at this point was already big, and he owned a ranch, the Broken Arrow Ranch.
Yes.
And he hurt his back moving a piece of wood, as you do.
A large piece of wood, I'm assuming.
Large piece of wood, and it really hurt his back, and he was kind of like out of it. He had to get surgery. He was like fucked up.
Yes.
So, I'm telling you this because this album, he didn't really know what he was doing next. He didn't want to do a live album. They wanted him to do a live album. They even put out a track list for his live album, which was not recorded or done. He's like, I don't want to do a live album. So don't put this out. Anyways.
Sounds like he was being really difficult.
Well, you know what? Neil Young seems like he's a character. He seems like he's...
Oh, when it's a man, he's a character, but Lucinda Williams is difficult. Okay, go on.
Oh, no, he's difficult.
We never say difficult. Bruce Springsteen did the same shit where he didn't want to put out a live album and wouldn't record anything, got in a huge fight, and everyone's like, good for him for sticking to his guns. Then Lucinda's like, I hate the way my voice sounds on a song, and everyone's like, this fucking bitch being difficult.
I thought of
again.
Lucinda Williams actually while I was researching this album because he would do things where he purposely was like, yeah, I'm doing 2 takes. I don't really care what it sounds like. I just want to get the feeling. And I was like, that's the opposite of Lucinda Williams. That's weird. Anyways, so in early 1971, he appeared on the Johnny Cash show in Nashville, Tennessee.
So we have similar notes.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Okay,
go
good.
on.
Okay. So while he was in town, he was invited to a dinner party from producer Elliot Mazer. Invited him to a dinner party and want to show him the studio. What's that?
I'm going to cross all these out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look at all those notes you wrote.
No, it's good.
Okay. And he saw the dinner party, saw the studio, and was like, I'm going to record an album. Like, here. Like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to do it like right now. I want to record the album like now. And so, like, oh, fuck. Okay. Well, we have to get, it was a Saturday. So we have to get like a band. Now, there are many.
It was a Friday.
Friday, sorry.
It was a Friday night.
There are, Friday evening?
Yes, it was a dinner party.
Dinner party, right. There are many working musicians and like studio musicians in Nashville, but they were just like, busy doing other shit.
They don't like to work weekends.
They don't work weekends. And I was told, I said that I saw this thing, like a lot of them were fishing. It's like, okay.
Sometimes you got to relax.
That's fine. So they tried to piece together a band to play with him like right then. And they ended up getting like a crazy good band.
They did.
I heard the funniest thing I thought was Tim Drummond, who plays bass on this album. They found him literally walking down the street, like going somewhere, and they pulled over, like, "Hey, can you play bass on this?" He's like, "Okay," but like, he was just like doing his. It was just so spur of the moment. They were known as this band that he assembled this day as the Stray Gators.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? That's fun. Anyways, so they recorded a few songs. They had 3 days of recording songs. Then he went to London and recorded with the London Symphony Orchestra, which is pretty much the exact opposite of what he just did. Like recording with like people he just found on the street, literally, to a London Symphony Orchestra. Recorded A Man Needs a Maid and There's a World.
Yes.
That recording went terribly. No one was really happy. Everyone couldn't really figure out the direction of it, and it was a bad vibe all around, from what I hear. Then later on in March, he recorded at Royce Hall at UCLA, "The Needle and the Damage Done," and then he recorded a couple more later on back at the Broken Arrow Ranch. That's what I got. So this album was huge. I'm like, your face is telling me I'm missing something.
I just don't know why you're doing so much song research.
Oh, this is
your only job is album research.
Sorry about that. The song went like 6 times platinum. It's huge album. Sorry, huge album. One funny thing I thought is that I do have some more notes, but I will let you have those. That Graham Nash was there to listen to the album, but Neil Young had this weird system of how he wanted to hear the album. And he wanted to be in nature to have that done. So he brought all like his monitors from his live gigs and put like a shitload in his house. And then he put a shitload in the barn. And they were like on, different parts of the property. And then he took Graham Nash out in the middle of a lake and said, "All right, play." And they played the album. And like those were the 2 speakers, was his house and his barn. And then there is a famous Neil Young thing, apparently, where he yelled at the technician or whoever, was like, "I need more barn." And they raised the barn audio, and I guess people now have shirts that say, "I need more barn." Did you already have that?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
And it's for the last song on the album, so now I have nothing left to talk about, and it's going to be a disgrace when we get there.
I doubt that, but I am glad that we have the same notes. It means I did my job as well.
My notes are a little more thorough, and
of course they are.
I did leave out a little bit of that.
Well, then let's get to your notes, and we'll start listening to the album right now. Let's talk about the first song, which I will say my dad was like, "How about that first song, right? Oh, my God, so good."
Really?
I made a playlist, and what
The
happened?
first song is the one that your dad cares so much about?
He said it was good, but why did this?
They're basically all good.
They are, but why did my fucking playlist go away? Gosh darn it.
Just bring up new one. While you're doing that, I did also read that the album is acoustic because it was easier for him to just sit back and hold that guitar after the back surgery, and that's why he didn't do.
He actually had to change guitars too, because he was a Les Paul that he had before, and it was really heavy, and he couldn't carry it because it was too heavy for his bad back.
Right.
Okay, let's listen to "Out on the Weekend," and let's make sure the volume is low.
Fishing on the Weekend.
I didn't check the volume, so I hope it's okay.
No, you definitely did not.
Well, fingers crossed, everyone. It's okay.
Good.
This song has a very like a memory of me of like a kid memory of driving to Yosemite with this song. This is like a very clear vibe for me. In case you wanted to know. Skip ahead, sorry, Neil. Okay, there's a part coming up that I love so much, so I'm gonna let it play until that.
Okay.
It's almost there.
We'll be here till midnight.
It's almost there. Okay, this part right here. I don't know why I love it so much.
She's so fine, she's in my mind. I hear her
Oh God, it's so good. So good. Okay.
All right. I didn't know you were such a Neil Young fan, but
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
Yes, I am.
So, Rolling Stone, you know how they love to make their little list.
I
They
do.
made one that is the 100 greatest Neil Young songs.
And does that include like, all of his like,
Like
Crazy
like
Horse?
Crazy Horse
Yeah,
and-
everything.
Buffalo Springfield?
Yeah, yeah,
No, it's just by himself.
Okay, got it.
This is number 25.
Okay. I put higher. If it was me.
You didn't even read the list.
You're right. But this is pretty good. I bet Ohio is number 1. Was that number 1? Probably.
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. I bet it's up there. Anyways, sorry, Jenny. Go ahead.
Anyway, I thought this was a sad song. So I was like, oh, this feels like upsetting, yearning, like this desire to escape. Like he says, the woman I'm thinking of, she loved me all up, but I'm so down today. She's so fine. She's on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I hear her calling. And he says, see the lonely boy out in the weekend trying to make it pay. Can't relate to joy. He tries to speak and can't begin to say.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, he's depressed and he's upset. No,
Wrong.
fucking this dick. Neil was talking about this song in a biography that's called 0 to 60. There's a lot of biographies written about Neil Young.
Yeah.
And he said this song isn't necessarily a sad one. He's just disguising his happiness.
Oh.
Like, well, you fucking tricked me. And
You
he said,
fool.
in regards to the lines, can't relate to joy, he tries to speak and can't begin to say. He said, that just means I'm happy, so that I can't get it all out. But the way I wrote it sounds sad.
True.
It does sound sad. So I didn't get it, but I like it either way. Leanne Womack covered this song on her 2014 album, and it was a musical gift to her husband
No.
because the first time she heard it, she was driving with him somewhere, and he was saying how much he loves Neil Young, and then she loved the song because
That's
she was not
nice.
familiar. And then Lady Gaga covered one verse on her song Fooled Me Again, Honest Eyes.
Oh.
And then she also has a lyric in the song Then You Love Me, and it says, I scream your name across the bar. I carry pictures of your Neil Young guitar.
Oh, how about that?
So Lady Gaga, also a big fan.
Nice.
And that's it for that.
Okay. Well, great notes. Do I look sunburnt to you? Because I feel like I was out maybe by the
Not
pool
in
too
real
much
life,
today.
but maybe in
in
the
here,
monitor.
I look a little fucked up.
It's just because I'm so pale because I never go outside because I'm
That's-
always working.
You are working. I feel
And you
so
guys
bad.
are at the pool and the park and
we
everything.
were at the
without
pool
me.
and the park today, and you were working. Okay. The next song is Harvest. Let's have the volume. That would be helpful. Here we go.
I'm going to fade in.
Yeah. What?
down in a young girl's town with your mother in so much pain. I was almost there at the top of the stairs with her screaming in the rain. Did she wake you up to tell you that it was only a change of plan? Dream up, let me fill your cup with the promise of a man.
Okay. So good.
Okay.
Yes.
Before
Uh-oh.
I did research on this album, this was my favorite song.
Okay.
So this would have remained my favorite song, except for that I read what it's about. Now I'm too depressed to like it anymore.
Oh,
I
man.
said it's the prettiest song on the album. It's so sad, but it's beautiful.
Hmm.
An author named Jimmy McDonough, I think, wrote a biography about Neil Young, and he called it Shaky, and they discussed this song on it. The song story was inspired by the life of Neil's then girlfriend. He dated her for a couple years and had a child with her. Her name is Carrie Snodgrass, and she was an
Yes.
actress.
Yes, I learned about
He already knows.
I almost talked about her, but then I was like, I'm going to save that for her, so I didn't do it. Save it.
Anyway, Carrie said that in this book that while she and Neil were tripping on acid, he just kept asking her to describe details about her mother, who was an alcoholic that would regularly fake suicide in order to test the love of her children.
Yo, what the fuck?
So that's a little dark. And Jimmy, who wrote the book, interpreted the lyrics, "Did she wake you up to tell you that it was only a change of plans?" was a reference to Carrie's mom's suicide attempts, or like fake attempts. And like it says, did I see you down in a young girl's town with your mother in so much pain? It's like, oh, this is sad.
It's really sad.
When Jimmy asked Neil if the song was about Carrie, he muttered, she's in there. Also in the book, Neil says that he believes that Harvest is one of his best songs ever, and it's the best thing on this album. And Rolling Stone put it at, let's see, number 59 on their 100 best Neil Young songs. So I guess they didn't think it was the best song on the album because they ranked other songs much higher.
Much higher. All right.
Yeah, this song is now very depressing to me, and I just thought about how fucked up moms can be.
Yeah. All right. Well, now it's time for my favorite song. I'm joking. It's not. It's not. A Man Needs a Maid.
I mean, you can like it.
I can. This one's, it's weird, and it comes out of nowhere, I think. So let's listen to it and see.
I like this song.
Let's see what we think. It definitely was like, wait, what the fuck? I guess I had an idea what this album would be, and this song didn't fit on that, you know?
Okay.
My life is changing in so many ways. I don't know who to trust anymore. There's a shadow running through my days.
I have a lot of notes on this one.
Like a beggar going from door to door.
His voice is so weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I love it.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to get to the part where I did. Like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, right here. What the? I did not know the symphony was going to be involved at this point. I was like, whoa.
Guess this didn't make the trip to Yosemite.
No. Okay, so that was it. That was the trip. Okay, Jenny, what do you got for me? Why does a man need a maid? I saw a quote that he said here. If you don't have it, I'll say what it was. But it was so
If
lame.
I don't have it,
You'll have it. I hear what you're
this
saying.
is number 64 on the Rolling Stones list of 100 greatest Neil songs. So I read the title and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I love the song and I read about it.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, we're good. Okay. Well, I still think it's weird.
Yes. Originally, this song was coupled with Heart of Gold and it was played on the piano. So in the book Shaky, bringing that one back, Neil said it was like a medley. The two went together. But they did cut a line when they separated the songs and it was afraid a man feels afraid. So that line got cut.
Okay.
The London Symphony Orchestra plays on this song. This was one of two that was recorded in London. And then, I don't know how to say this guy's last name, but his name is Jack Nietzsche, maybe?
Okay.
He played piano with the Rolling Stones, the band, not the magazine. He produced this song, and he also scored several movies, which is what made me start talking about RZA scoring Kill Bill.
Yeah.
That's what triggered that.
Oh, okay.
I also have a note about RZA later.
Oh.
He scored The Exorcist.
He did?
Yes. Not RZA. Jack Nietzsche.
No, I know. I didn't think RZA did. Really?
Yeah.
Because Exorcist has like crazy, like iconic music.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh.
Which, have you seen that?
I have seen that several times.
Oh my God, scarred me for life.
Yeah, I saw it in high school. You had to watch it in class.
I think I did too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jack Nicholson is in that movie, and he was originally cast to play Elliot Ness in the movie The Untouchables, but he was replaced with Kevin Costner.
How about that?
Wouldn't that have been a weird choice? Because Kevin Costner is much younger than Jack Nicholson. And
and
he was
honestly,
supposed to be like a young guy.
He also needed to be like handsome.
Hot.
Yeah. Like,
some people find Jack Nicholson very attractive.
Not
me, but
when was Jack Nicholson attractive? Because I can't. Wasn't The Shining? Wasn't.
No, I really wanted to fuck him in The Shining.
I mean, he looks. I mean, okay.
I've never even seen it.
Let me tell you.
I've seen parts of it.
The Shining, before he goes crazy, he's always a little crazy, but he still looks menacing. I don't trust it. I don't trust that.
He has like a certain something about him that's alluring, I
Okay.
would say.
Yeah. Okay,
But
sure.
I don't know. I don't want to get naked with him.
Thank God.
This is another song that was inspired by Carrie Snodgrass. Neil first saw her on TV while he was recovering from a back injury, and her film Diary of a Mad Housewife was playing, and that inspired the lyric, I fell in love with the actress. She was playing a part that I could understand. So some people were pissed about this song because they're saying it's like chauvinist. Like he's saying like, oh, man needs a maid. He needs somebody that's going to a woman to come in and cook and clean and then leave.
Mm.
But he did write this song when he was in the hospital recovering from back surgery, so he kind of did need a maid in that moment.
Okay.
But he said he meant no disrespect, and he wrote it in the spirit of Robin Hood.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Maid Marian.
Maid Marian.
So he's saying like a maid, like just like a woman
Yeah.
in general.
When I read that, I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, no, not that kind of maid. Maid Marian.
But he said that basically the song is like you're trying to convince yourself that you can be happy with something simple and emotionless. So you could just like avoid all the ups and downs of relationships. But then it seems like he realizes that's really not possible because there's a line in the song that says, to live a love, you have to be a part of it. So it's like you can't really like hold yourself back from it because that's not really love. Anyways, Bob Dylan said that this is one of his favorite Neil Young recordings.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say songs.
Oh,
Over that.
oh,
It's
interesting.
recordings.
Okay. All right, let's get on to the next song, Heart of Gold. Ooh, loud. I don't know which one of my favorite song is on this album because this is on there. Like, I love this song.
It's a good song. Most people like it.
Not everyone.
I haven't known that.
Oh. It's already so good. He hasn't even sang yet. Oh, so good. Oh, it's so good. Okay. This song slaps.
Well, I guess that's why Rolling Stone said it was number 3 on the 100 greatest
All right.
songs.
Respect. That's good.
And in 2004, Rolling Stone ranked it as number 297 on their 500 greatest songs of all time list. But then it dropped to 303 in the 2010 re-rankings, and then it went back up to 259 in 2021.
So we'll get back to it. We'll talk about the song again. We get to hear it again. How lucky are we?
And in 2005, it was named as the 3rd greatest Canadian song of all time on
Wow.
the CBC Radio 1 series, 50 tracks.
Okay.
This was his first and only number 1 single.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not even like, again, Ohio, I thought would have been like so relevant and like poignant that would have like gone number 1. That's interesting.
I thought that was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Oh, was it? It wasn't him?
Well, he's in Crosby.
Well, I
Stills,
know
Nash
I
and
know
Young.
that,
He's the
but
young in Crosby.
I,
Stills, Nash and Young.
oh.
I don't know. I didn't look that up because it wasn't on this album. So
I hear you.
I was a little pressed for time.
That's fine.
Sorry, I wasn't at the fucking pool all day.
I wish you were there.
This was bumped from the number 1 spot by the America song "A Horse with No Name,"
Oh.
which has been called the most shameless Neil Young imitation of all time.
By who? I
People.
I also like that song though, for the
I
record.
hate that.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know why.
Because it's a shameless Neil Young ripoff.
I don't care. Imitation, whatever.
Yeah.
It even confused his dad. He called him to say congratulations on the song.
No
He thought
way.
it was-
No way. Are you serious?
You know how dads don't fucking pay attention.
Have you heard the Dana Carvey parody of the Neil Young? Like,
Yes, I have.
it's pretty good.
I love Dana Carvey.
Me too. Anyways.
Speaking of imitations, Bob Dylan actually hated this song because he felt like Neil was just trying to be him. Dylan is quoted in the book Neil Young, Long May You Run, The Illustrated History, saying, "I used to hate it when it came on the radio. I always liked Neil Young, but it bothered me every time I listened to Heart of Gold. I'd say, that's me. If it sounds like me, it should just as well be me." I'm like, well, babe, it's not you.
What the?
Somebody else.
Then you should have written it, Bob. What do you want? I don't get a Bob Dylan vibe on that, but I guess I don't know.
I don't know anything about Bob Dylan because of how I hate his voice. But I do like him in the Traveling Wilburys, even though his voice is still his voice.
No,
But it's
I've gotten
diluted.
Bob
There's
Dylan
other
a couple
people.
times on this show, and his voice isn't always that. Sometimes it's more normal.
Normal.
I mean,
Ooh.
more standard.
Okay,
Now I said
anyways.
normal. Okay, go ahead.
Well, this is a part where I was talking about that dinner party, so I guess I'll skip all those
Oops.
notes.
Sorry about that.
And skip all this.
You know, like
get
you
to
wrote so
that.
much.
I did.
What's it? Oh,
Okay, so 2 of the guests at that dinner party, because they were also on the Johnny Cash show, were James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt. You know how much I fucking love her, and you also know I hate him, and it's not his fault. I don't know why. Because he is a lovely man with a beautiful voice, and he's very talented.
yeah.
So he asked them both to come record backup vocals, and Linda said, we were sat on this couch in the control room, but I had to get up on my knees to be the same level as James because he's so tall. And then we sang all night, the highest notes I could sing. It was so hard, but nobody minded. It was dawn when we walked out of the studio. It's like they sang all night. It was also snowing when they came out the next day.
Really?
And at the time, James Taylor and Neil Young were huge stars, but Linda hadn't had a big song yet. So she was like kind of a nobody. So this was 1971. And then Neil brought her out as his opener on tour in 1973. And then she finally got a #1 hit in 1975.
Damn.
Which is You're No Good. This song is in the 1984 film called Iceman, which I had never heard of, but it stars Danny Glover, who was in Silverado with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, okay.
Great movie. It was also in the soundtrack for the 2010 motion picture Eat, Pray, Love, which is another movie that I've never seen.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. No. Missed that one.
I don't know how we did.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga references this song in her song, You and I. She says, on my birthday, you sung me Heart of Gold with a guitar humming and no clothes.
Oh.
Does not rhyme, but sounds
Sounds
very
sexy as fuck. Yeah,
Wish I
very
was there.
nice. Oh, yeah.
This song has been covered by so many people.
I believe that.
Willie Nelson covered it in 1987, and it went up to number 44.
I bet that sounds really good.
On the Billboard Hot Country Singles.
Mm-hmm.
It was also covered by Roxette, Tori Amos, Casey Musgraves,
Oh, nice.
James Taylor, Johnny Cash with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I did not see that coming,
What
and I
the
didn't
heck?
listen to it.
What the
And
heck?
then in April of this year, Fiona Apple covered
What?
it. It's good. I listened to it. You'll
Oh,
like it.
shit. Now we're... Whoa.
You should listen.
Oh, my God. I'm on the way home, for sure. I'm listening to that. Okay.
The girls will be with us.
Yeah, they can hear Heart of Gold by Fiona Apple. They
They
love
don't
Fiona
listen.
Apple.
All right.
All right. Okay, next we got Are You Ready for the Country?
I never am.
Oh. Oh, yep.
Your new thing?
It's my new thing.
Slipping and sliding and playing lefting and then righting. It's not a crime, You gotta tell your story, boy, before it's time. Are you ready for the country? Because it's time to
Go. Okay. Here we go.
All right. I don't have a clue what this song means. I
Okay.
read the lyrics a ton,
Sure.
and there's barely any. It's 2 verses and a chorus.
Mhm.
So I read them several times. I don't fucking get it. Like there's a line that says lefting and then righting. It's not a crime, you know? I'm like, I'm sure it's not because I don't know what the fuck that could possibly mean.
Yeah.
John Mendelsohn of Rolling Stone said, it's just an in-joke throwaway intended for the amusement of Neil's superstar pals. So I hope they were amused because I don't get
What
it.
the fuck? Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't fucking know.
Huh.
David Crosby and Graham Nash sang backup vocals on this. Also, side note, I really wanted to name Beckett Graham because of Graham Nash and
Oh.
Graham Greene, the author.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Well, the bio dad vetoed that name immediately, but the name
Okay.
Graham is so cute. And wouldn't he have been a cute
That
little
could be a
Grammy?
Graham.
A little Grammy. Graham Greene is also the name of an actor. And I was trying to think of how I could explain to you who he is, but I was like, he's in Twilight. I was like, no, that won't help. He's in The Green Mile.
Mm.
He's in one of the diehards.
Okay, which one? Well, if it's not the first one, I probably actually don't know.
Did you not watch them all with Beckett and I? We just
I
them all.
watched a couple with you guys, but I missed the second one.
Well, he's in Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner.
Oh, that's good. That's 3 this far, Jenny.
I know.
You're doing
And
good.
there's more.
You're on a roll.
Also, I thought it was interesting that Graham Nash dated Joni Mitchell, as we all know, major relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephen Stills dated Judy Collins. Remember, she was the one that recorded Both Sides Now
Oh, yeah.
before Joni was famous.
Wow.
And then Stephen wrote Sweet Judy Blue Eyes about her, and that's my favorite Crosby, Stills, and Nash song.
Huh.
Which has nothing to do with this.
No, but what a weird parallel? Coincidence?
Sure.
No, it's a parallel, but crazy.
Waylon Jennings covered this song in 1976, and it went to number 7 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart. Also, Waylon is a name that I wanted to name Lennon, and you said no.
I did, because I said Smithers. Waylon Smithers.
Yeah, I got a lot of vetoes on names in this episode. Hank Williams Jr. and Eric Church also covered this song in 2015.
Okay. Shouts out. I'm just so excited about the Fiona Apple cover. I haven't moved on past that.
I knew
Okay.
that would excite you.
Yeah, you knew. All right. Now it's time for Old Man. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, the volume.
I remembered.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yes.
I did. It's not about the song. Well, I'm gonna. Hi, hey babe, what's up? Nothing. I don't.
Weird.
I don't know. Okay,
Okay.
I'll tell you, but this is not what you wanted to hear. It's not as sexy as your face is saying it. This is breaking the fourth wall. Forgive us. There are 2 programs right now. I don't know why. I've never seen that happen before, and I thought it was mirroring, but that one's not recording, and that one is recording, and I don't know why that is, and I'm now scared, but I think this is fine because it says recording. It's counting there.
This motherfucker. If I just recorded 37 minutes for nothing,
I don't know, but that's the thing.
Our children are waiting to go home.
I know, but I've never seen the 2 programs before, but it does say recording. Like I see it ticking. You see that? Like it's doing it. It's recording. But I have never seen 2 programs at once, and usually the chat is on the top because Garrett is.
Oh yeah.
But it's down there. It's not up there. I don't know. I
There
don't.
was a way for you to know that for sure.
Literally don't know how
'Cause
to
we're
test
halfway
that.
through this
I
fucking
don't know how to
episode.
test it. I don't. So we could stop it and I could put it together in editing, or we could just roll the dice. Rolling the dice. Right?
Was not going to be what I said.
Oh, you said stop it? Okay. I'm going to stop it. And we're going to find out. But please, God. All right. We'll be right back. Please, Jesus. Great news, everyone. It recorded. We didn't have
Yay.
to do that again because I didn't want to do that to you, to my lovely bride. Okay. Well, let's go back and let's really, now that I'm not so distracted, listen to Old Man by Neil Young.
Old man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of 2. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost. Like a coin that won't get tossed. Rolling home to you.
Are you?
Yeah. Let me guess because part because it's so good. Yeah. It's so good. Okay.
I'm startling like that.
I know. Sorry.
All right. This song got to number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was the last time in his career that he made it to the top 40.
Wow. Interesting.
It was also number 12 on Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Neil Songs.
Okay. I every now and then we're driving and Lennon will say something. I always love it when she goes like, "I could drum this song." It's like, you could drum this song, Lennon. I know you could.
She definitely could drum
She
this
definitely could. Yeah.
So when Neil was 24, he bought a ranch that was originally called the Lazy Double L in Santa Cruz. And then that became his lifelong home that he renamed the Broken Arrow Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
The foreman caretaker guy was this man named Louis Avila, and Neil wrote this song for him.
Can you imagine? That's crazy.
No.
What a gift. What a gift. You know, to be like,
You never write me songs.
I would, though, if I could. You would love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In Neil's memoir, he says, "My dad thought it was written for him, and I never told him it wasn't because songs are for whoever receives them," which I love.
I do love that. Also, I could be like, "Ooh, well, I'm not telling you, it's not."
Well, obviously.
Nope. I
You
bet.
know, parents are tricky.
Yeah.
I'm going to start shit with them.
Mm-hmm.
In that book, Shaky, that I've already read up 17 times, Neil says that the line, "Does it mean that much to me to mean that much to you," was for the fans, for the audience.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Hey,
Hello,
Lynn.
Ghost child.
Do you need anything? You gonna watch? All right. Want to come say hi?
Spooky in the shadows.
Come along and say hi, and you can sit in that chair right there.
I only knew she was there because I could hear her water. Hi, babe.
Here she is. Here's our girl. Say hello. Okay, goodbye.
Love you.
Love you. All right.
So James Taylor plays the banjo on this song, which I love. And he said he doesn't think he's played a banjo since then.
Whoa. Okay.
But the guy playing drums for this one was a musician named Kenny, I want to say Buttrey, but Buttrey maybe?
Buttrey.
It's Buttrey. Buttrey.
Buttrey. Yep.
He played drums on this, and he said that Neil told him not to play the hi-hat and to only play with his left hand, and Kenny's right-handed. And Kenny thought that was dumb as hell, but he did it, and he had to sit on his right hand to keep from using it. And then later, Kenny was quoted as saying, "He hires some of the best musicians in the world and has them play as stupid as they can." I guess Kenny was pissed. And Linda Ronstadt sang backup on this, and James Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I can't remember why Neil wanted me to sing with him. I guess he just figured I was there and I could do it. But we went in there and they were doing Heart of Gold and Old Man, and I thought they were such beautiful songs and I loved them and I knew it was something special." So this song was used in several movies that I have never seen or even heard of. There's a movie called Due Date that I have never, ever heard of.
Wait, I think, is this a recent movie?
Yeah, everyone in the world.
Yes, I
has
think I
seen it.
have heard of this. But
Zach Galifianakis,
I was-
Robert Downey Jr.
okay, I was going to say
Jamie
Jason
Foxx,
Bateman, but I don't know if that's correct or
No.
not. Okay. Shit.
Michelle Monaghan, Juliette Lewis, Charlie Sheen, John Cryer, RZA from Wu-Tang.
Oh, how about that?
It's like, I've never heard of this movie and everyone is in it. It was also in the 2005 film called Lords of Dogtown.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Which Heath Ledger is in, and then this song was played during his memorial service in 2008
It was.
for like a slideshow of his life.
Mm-hmm.
It was like sad. It was in the movie and then at his funeral.
What you doing, Len?
She's creepy.
She's just crawling back here. Don't mind her.
It's also in a movie called Wonder Boys, which is a comedy/drama starring Robert Downey Jr. It's like, is he
Damn.
the one asking for all these
Maybe
songs
maybe
to be
he's
in
a
his
huge
movies?
Neil Young fan.
Could be. It
Yeah.
also has Michael Douglas, Tobey Maguire, Frances McDormand, and Katie Holmes, and I've never heard of this.
Damn, crazy.
I was like, how are these movies like the biggest cast in the world and I've never heard of them? Like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? Bob Dylan covered this on his 2002 tour. And then in 2015, this guy named Sawyer Fredericks won
What?
The Voice, and he sang this in the finale.
Whoa.
And then the following week, his version charted at number 63 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Dang.
So I listened to it because I thought, well, it must be good.
Yeah.
No, it fucking sucks. I hated it. I wrote barf as my note for it.
I do know one
Dog
cover
shit.
that was released recently that I do love. That was Beck. Beck has
I
covered.
have a note about that.
Did you listen to it?
Obviously, I'll get to it.
Okay.
I know you're going to really like this version too, because if there's one thing you guys should know about Shawn, it's that he's the biggest Jimmy Fallon fan around. Like, I don't know one person who loves Jimmy Fallon more than this
that's
guy
not,
right here.
Okay.
No, he hates Jimmy Fallon. But Jimmy Fallon does that Neil Young
Impersonation, yeah.
character
He does a
thing.
pretty good job on that.
He does. He does a really good job, actually. And in 2015, Neil Young came on to Jimmy's show, and then they performed this song together.
That's fun.
And Jimmy was being Neil. Neil was being Neil.
Nice.
Didn't watch it because I have seen it before and it was good. And then in 2018, Neil Young was doing a concert in Chicago, and he said, "It's hard to do Old Man now. It's like, old man, take a look at my life. It's a lot like I am," because now he's old.
Because he's old, yeah.
And then in 2022, Beck covered the song for like a Sunday Night Football promo thing because the matchup was between the Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So it was like a nod to Tom Brady because he's the oldest player in the NFL at the time. He was 45.
Patrick Mahomes.
And then Patrick Mahomes. But Tom and Patrick Mahomes both won a Super Bowl when they were 24 years old. So like at that part, they're like, look, it's them winning. So then after the promo was released, Neil Young posted a still image from this video of his commercialization song called This Note's For You in an apparent protest of his song being used in a commercial.
Oh.
Because Neil had forbidden the use of his songs in commercials.
Okay.
However, in 2021, he sold a 50% stake of his songwriting catalog to Hypnosis Songs Fund, and that sale included copyright, so they actually don't need his permission anymore.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of BS, but you did sell it.
You sold it. Yeah, I'm sure you made a lot of money.
I would have to assume.
Yeah.
But the Beck version is good.
It's so good.
It. I thought it was really good, and it was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rock Performance that year.
I love Beck. I was into that.
Same. Beck is so good.
Hell yeah. All right. You ready for There's a World?
Are you ready?
I think so. See if Lenny gets slower to come out here now. We'll see. We shall see. Here we go.
I bored her away.
Okay. I'm so excited we're here. This song reminds me of something so much that it is driving me crazy. I don't think you'll care or whatever. It is the Bowser Castle theme in Super Mario World. It is, in fact, I'm going to pull it up so you can tell some notes on this song, and then we'll listen to the song again.
Okay.
But I am like, this is Bowser's Castle. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
This was the other one that was recorded in London with the symphony orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
My first note was, bro, you good? It seems like you're going through something. I don't know what this is. This song is number 21 on Rolling Stone's list of 50 terrible songs on great albums.
Oh,
They
shit.
call it a blight on the otherwise pristine harvest, and the fact that Young didn't touch it again in concert until 2017 suggests that he likely knew he screwed up.
Interesting.
Look, is this a great song? No.
No.
But do I love it anyway? No.
Oh.
But I do like it. I think it's fun. It's a surprise, and it wakes me the fuck up when we get to it.
It comes out of nowhere. Okay, so
I like it.
I want to play some of the Bowser theme, see if I'm crazy.
You are crazy, but go ahead.
Wait, this isn't what I'm thinking. Wait. This is not it.
Wow, this is almost exactly like it.
God damn it. I wanted the castle theme. Okay, shut up. Bowser Castle.
You should have definitely included Castle the first time.
Yeah. I know. I hear you. I think it is this.
Let's.
No.
I don't want to use the term tone deaf, but it feels appropriate.
Oh, come on. Oh, okay, fine.
Can you have face blindness for music? 'Cause that's what you have.
It reminds me of this.
Wait, which one is this? The Bowser?
Shut up. I'm telling you.
Maybe there's something similar there.
At the end especially.
I'm not hearing it, you know.
Well,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
okay, no, wait. It doesn't matter.
Peaches.
If you let me know in the comments if I'm crazy. Let me know if you hear it or if you don't. Let me just know.
You know what? It was his birthday this week, so just let him
No,
know.
come on, I don't want that. Boom, boom.
Bowser.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, this song is fucking weird, for the record.
It is weird.
Okay. You ready for the next one?
Alabama.
Alabama. I have a fun fact about this, but if you don't have it, I'll be excited. You probably have it though.
I probably don't. I didn't get good notes on this song.
Skipping ahead.
Oh, Alabama, the devil fools with the best laid plan. Swing low, Alabama. You got the spare chain. You got to feel strange. And now the moment is all that is been. Alabama, you got the weight on your shoulders that's breaking your back.
He had a broken back. How about that when he sang that? All right, Jenny, what do you got for me?
Do you want to do your note?
No, because I'm going to see if
Okay.
you got it or not.
This song is a follow-up to the song Southern Man. It's like another one to speak out against racism, but you know how speaking out against racism upsets people.
Not me, Jenny.
Those two songs caused Leonard Skinner to write Sweet Home
Damn it,
Alabama
that
in
was it.
response. For the love of God. You thought I couldn't get that note?
No, you had it. I knew it. Go ahead.
They ended up all being cool with each other in the end, don't worry.
Yeah.
In his 2012 autobiography called Waging Heavy Peace, Neil said, "I don't like my words when I listen to it today. They are accusatory and condescending, not fully thought out, and too easy to misconstrue." He also said that Alabama was never meant to be specific to the state. He just simply wanted a southern state that seemed to fit what he had to say. And he said, actually, the song is more about a personal thing than it is about a state, and I'm just using that name and that state to hide whatever it is that I have to hide. I don't know what that means. Boy, neither do I.
No,
why did
neither.
you even put that in there?
I don't know. But yeah, those are the two things I had about how we didn't really love this song. I think his words and the Leonard Skinner thing. But it's interesting that this song inspired Sweet Home Alabama, which is like a huge song.
Mhm.
You know, interesting.
Which I like.
Yeah, it's okay. I heard it too many times.
Yeah, it's overplayed.
Yeah. Okay, now it's time for the happiest song on this album, The Needle and the Damage Done. Here we go.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man.
Man, it's a bummer. Okay.
Yeah. This song's about heroin addiction, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
This song is, I just have really clear memories of being very small and like playing with my Barbies and just really singing my heart out to this song. But where I'm imagining living is this little duplex that we lived in LA, and we moved from there when I was 6.
Okay, so you're
So the
younger than
oldest
6.
I could have been singing this song with so much feeling was 6 years old. I don't know what the fuck I was singing about, but I knew it was important, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote this about the guitarist from Crazy Horse, which was his former band. His name was Danny Whitten, and he was really struggling with heroin. He was, nodding off during rehearsals, like super strung out, couldn't even lift his guitar. So Neil had to fire him, and he gave him $50 and a plane ticket back to LA because he wanted him to go to rehab. However, Danny did not go to rehab. He landed in LA, immediately bought heroin, and overdosed within hours of landing. So Neil is quoted in the book Neil Young, Long May You Run, saying, "I felt responsible, but really there was nothing I could do. I mean, he was responsible, but I thought I was for a long time. Danny just wasn't happy. It just all came down on him. He was engulfed by this drug, and that was too bad because Danny had a lot to give, and he was really good."
That's so really sad. It's so sad.
And then Neil lost another friend to heroin a few months after Danny. It was his longtime roadie, Bruce Berry. And then he wrote a song for him as well. It's called Tonight's the Night. In the liner notes to his album Decades, Neil said, "I'm not a preacher, but drugs killed a lot of great men." He performed this song at Live Aid in 1985.
Which I thought was crazy. I mean, not crazy, but it's like, I mean, you're playing this, and obviously Live Aid is, about AIDS, right? That was like the AIDS benefit concert.
Yeah.
And so I just think that, that, I mean, a lot of people there had probably, or watching this, or was for us, who contracted AIDS from needles. I just thought it was like, oh, damn, like that's like it hit hard,
It's like, seems like it'd be extra meaningful.
Yeah,
there.
extra poignant. Yeah,
Didn't
but
seem to
also
be
like, not crazy, but like,
appropriate,
I guess appropriate. I don't know.
fitting, poignant,
It
meaningful.
took a heavy tone,
Timely.
though. Which I'm sure it was already a heavy concert, but it added a heaviness.
Everybody played that.
Added a heaviness to it.
All right. I can see your point, I guess. This has been covered by Duran Duran, Tori Amos, Jewel on Howard Stern.
Oh.
You sing this one there. Pearl Jam, who cares? In 1993, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers was playing this a lot on their tour because their guitarist, John Frusciante, I think, he had temporarily left the band due to a heroin addiction, so that made sense for Flea to play it, I guess. And then in 1995, the Pretenders sang this at a benefit concert in honor of Blind Melon frontman Shannon Hoon, who had died a week earlier from a drug overdose. Blind Melon was actually scheduled to play at this benefit.
Oh, wow.
And then he died, so the Pretenders took over, and then they played that song in his honor.
Damn.
And it was also covered by English folk singer Laura Marling as part of Third Man Records Blue series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought you might like that.
I do. The Blue series is sweet. There's like a lot of artists that have like come in to do a couple, like one or two songs. Stephen Colbert was one of them. He did a song.
Oh.
I know. Super fun. Tenacious D did one.
He's a Southern man. I think he's from South Carolina.
Mhm.
Stephen Colbert, not Tenacious D.
When I was at Third Man Records, there was a whole Blue series, and those are hard.
Brown.
I know. It was so sick. Oh my God. It was so cool. And the fact that Jay got us a behind the scenes tour and we got to go into Jack White's mixing studio, you guys, that was like my heaven. I was so excited. So excited. Anyways.
I mean, it's not quite making eye contact.
No,
with
you did see Jack White
in a restaurant, but whatever.
You did see him, but I was in the studio and it was
so well
awesome.
behaved. Didn't say one word to him.
Good job.
Did stare as he walked past me.
Of course. Shouts out.
And he gave me a nod, a respectful thank you for not speaking to me nod.
I respect that too.
Yeah. And I was like, you're welcome.
Anyway, so the song rules. So does the Blue series. Sorry. Go ahead.
That was it.
Okay.
That was my last note. It was just for you.
Thanks, babe. And then the final song on this is Words, parentheses, Between the Lines of Age.
Shouting.
Words. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to skip a little bit.
Someone and someone were down by the pond,
I don't know.
looking for something to plant in the lawn.
Yeah.
Out in the fields, they were
I'm going to skip ahead to the end just because it's a long song.
sitting here hoping between the lines of age.
Okay. So you see it goes places. This is definitely the longest song on the album, for sure.
This is a really short album, though.
It is.
All right. This song was also inspired by his whirlwind surrounding the relationship with Carrie Snodgrass. Neil said, there were so many people around at the time, talking and talking, sitting in a circle, smoking cigarettes in my living room. It had never been like that before. I'm a very quiet and private person. The peace was going away. It was changing too fast. I remember actually jumping out of the living room window onto the lawn just to get out of there. I
That's
couldn't wait to use the door. He said, words, too many of them, it seemed to me. That's what this song is about.
It's funny because, yeah, when she moved in, she brought like her mom with her. There's a whole bunch of people that came to live. I mean, it's a huge ranch, but still, too
Yeah.
much for him.
Well, Neil mixed this song at the ranch. As you were saying, he had all the speakers and things. He had engineers setting him up outside the house. And Graham Nash and Steven Stills sang backup on this one. So when they were mixing, it was all three of them sitting outside. And then he shouted more barn,
Oh, sorry.
which you already know.
I did.
There's a 16.5-minute version of this
Whoa.
song on the album Journey Through the Past, but you'll know I'll never fucking listen to that.
No.
And this was number 20 on Rolling Stone's list of 100 greatest Neil Young songs.
Okay. That was higher than Out on the Weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with that, personally.
Make your own fucking list then.
Okay. What's your favorite song on this album?
It is The Needle and the Damage Done.
Okay.
Would have been Harvest if it wasn't about.
I think
Kirk
Out
Griswold.
on the Weekend it is the first one. It does bring me back to being a kid, so I think that could be the one. That, and I do love Heart of Gold. And Old Man.
Out on the Weekend wouldn't even be in my top fucking 6.
Oh, I love it.
But you can like what you like.
Thanks, babe.
I love it too, but
Yeah,
not as much as the others.
fair enough.
Thanks.
Okay, now, let's see what Rolling Stone has to say about it. I'm jumping ahead.
And we gotta
Rank it. Yeah, what am I doing? Okay.
we've been talking too fucking long. And I have 85 minutes to do on the song.
Okay. Okay. Harvest yielded Neil Young's only #1 hit, Heart of Gold, and helped set the stage for the 70s soft rock explosion. Both James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt sing on the album. Along with Young, they were in Nashville to appear on Johnny Cash's variety show the week that Harvest was cut with an old group of accomplished, seasoned session musicians. That included bassist Tim Drummond, who had played with James Brown and was the sound of Americana, steel guitar, slide guitar, banjo, stripped down, and rebuilt with every jagged edge exposed. The standout tracks include Old Man and Needle and the Damage Done.
What's a standout?
It was. Jenny, what are you going to rate this album?
4.75.
And what takes off the 0.25 for you? Just
That the fuck is number 7?
I don't remember now.
Hold on, I'll get to it. I can't remember the title. It's the weird. There's a World. There's a World in Alabama.
The Bowser
back
song.
to back. They weren't perfect to me,
No.
so you don't get a 5.
I give it 4.5, but I will say that some of these songs are just like incredible, like so good. And I do love Neil Young, so
I do too, and I didn't know that you did.
how about that? Look at us,
We have so much in common.
so much in common. All right, let's listen to "Yesterday" by the Beatles.
Ever heard of it?
I have once or twice. I swear I'd hit play.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me.
It's such a good song. Like, where do you stop it? Like, how do you stop any part of the song?
Why she had to go, I don't
Ugh.
know. She wouldn't say.
Okay, we're almost there. I'll stop it soon.
I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday.
Damn, dude. So good.
We should have named Lennon McCartney. I don't know why you wouldn't go along with that.
I think Lennon's a great name for her.
It is a great name, but he's not my favorite Beatle.
No, he's not my favorite. No, Paul McCartney is my favorite Beatle, but McCartney, I don't know.
We could have called her Mickey, and it would have been so cute.
Yeah, but McCartney seems like a lot, you know?
I know, it's fucking annoying, actually. It's super pretentious. Anyway, Paul wrote this song by himself. He's the only Beatle to play on it, and this was the first time a Beatle recorded without the others.
Oh, shit.
George Martin, the producer, wanted a string quartet for this song, and Paul did not like the idea. He was like, oh no, George, we are a rock and roll band, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But he tried it anyway, and it turns out it was a good idea. This is one of the first pop songs to use elements of classical music, and it was #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
I bet it found like all of the older people loved it too, I bet. I bet they did.
It is the first song to like get them an older, more mature audience, because before that had been mostly young people.
Mm-hmm.
Paul said the melody came to him in a dream. He woke up and it was in his head. So he went right to his piano so he would play it so he could remember it. But then he started to think that he must have heard it somewhere, and that's why it was in his mind.
I feel like that must happen a lot to
So then he
songwriters.
just kept playing it for different people in the music business to make sure he wasn't stealing it, because he was like so
Especially
paranoid.
back then, like you couldn't like go to like Google.
Right.
Like, it's like, how do you know?
So then when he was sure that it was an original tune, he started adding lyrics in, and then he used the working title in the beginning of Scrambled Eggs.
I do know this. Yeah, scrambled eggs. I love that.
So the song is about a guy whose girl has left him and he's sad, like thinking about yesterday when they were still together. He was dating Jane Asher at the time. They got engaged, and she did end up leaving him
Oh.
after she walked in on him fucking someone else.
Oh, Paul.
Jane was a little pissed. Turns out he cheated on her all the time.
Oh, no,
And
Paul.
then she was on live TV, and she announced that she was breaking up with him. So good for you. Fuck that dude.
That's sick.
Respect. He was upset and humiliated, but that is what you deserve.
100%. I love Paul,
Sorry.
but, you know,
And I would say that's why we picked Lennon, but he did worse.
he's done
things.
some pretty bad things. yeah.
Anyway, the song was nominated for 6 Grammys and lost in all 6 categories.
Oh.
It was nominated for Song of the Year, but he lost to Tony Bennett's The Shadow of Your Smile. I have no idea what that is. Also nominated for Record of the Year and lost to A Taste of Honey by Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, which I do know that song, and it's good.
But not as good as yesterday.
Nominated for Best Vocal Performance Male, lost to Frank Sinatra's It Was a Very Good Year, and then lost again to the same song for Best Arrangement Accompanying a Vocalist. Then nominated for Best Contemporary Single and lost to King of the Road by Roger Miller.
Never even
And
heard
then-
of that shit.
Oh, it's a good song.
Okay.
Lost again to the same song for Best Contemporary Vocal Performance.
Okay, well, I guarantee you all the things that lost to you are not as high on this list as this
Guarantee
song.
that. Okay.
Well, okay, I all but guarantee that.
This
better.
song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1997.
Okay.
It was ranked number 13 on the 2004 version of Rolling Stone's list of 500 greatest songs of
Whoa.
all time. And then it stayed there for the 2010 re-rankings.
And they got bumped.
And then it dropped to 72 in the 2021 rankings. This
Okay.
is number 4 on Rolling Stone's list of 100 greatest Beatles songs. Noted pervert and child rapist Chuck
Whoa.
Berry said
What
that
a start of a
Yesterday
sentence.
is the song that he wished that he had written.
Okay.
Bob Dylan did not share that opinion. He talked all kinds of shit about this song and said it's mundane. But then that bitch recorded a version.
Of
so
course he did.
he recorded it with George Harrison, but he never released it. So good to know that Bob is a hypocrite, just like the rest of us. Stars, they're just like us. This is one of the most covered songs of all time. It's something like 3,000 covers at this
Jesus.
point. And it's covered by everyone, including Boyz II Men, who I love, Ray Charles, En Vogue, Marvin Gaye, Tom Jones, Elvis Presley,
What?
Frank Sinatra, The Supremes, Tammy Wynette. It could go on forever. At the 2006 Grammys, Paul performed this live as a mashup with Linkin Park and Jay-Z.
Oh.
I watched
And?
it today. It was
And?
numb/encore/yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about it. Jay-Z was wearing a John Lennon shirt.
No.
Confusing. I think I hated it.
Okay. I'm going to say something that people will not like. I don't give a fuck about Linkin Park.
I thought you were going to say Jay-Z and I was going to be shocked.
Oh, no. But people in high
Who's
school...
going to care about that?
People apparently
I
are...
was about to name check somebody that I cannot fucking stand and be like, oh, this guy's going to be upset with you, but that would be so rude. Not that he watches. He's a cunt.
But
I'll tell you later who it is.
Thank you. There are
I'm going to write a note.
a lot of... there are a lot... Just to show me. There are a lot of people, apparently, who love Linkin Park, and I just don't give a shit.
I mean,
I remember in high school when that
that's
Numb...
nice for them.
song
That's
came
the
out-
mashup. I said numb
Yeah.
and encore.
When that song came out, people were like obsessed, and I was like, yeah, I don't get it.
This fucking
Oh, come on.
Bitch ass
Of
cunt.
course.
People can like what they like. It wasn't the Linkin Park of it all that took me out. It's that, I specifically don't like Jay-Z mashups because it always feels like he's shouting over the song. I'm like, can you wait?
Mm.
And I love Jay-Z. But every time he does one of these mashups, I'm like, shh. Also, it felt so weird, like the chemistry was not
Yeah,
correct.
well, yeah,
I
I'm
watched
sure they met that day.
the whole thing and I was like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
That was when I was like, I don't know what to write. You came in the kitchen and I was trying to write something, and I was like, I don't even know what to say. It was that. Anyway, John Lennon also had plenty to say about this.
I bet he did.
He said, although the lyrics don't resolve into any sense, they're good lines. They certainly work, but if you read the whole song, it doesn't say anything. He's always such a fucking hater.
I know, dude.
He also added that the song is beautiful, and he never wished that he had written it. Fucking hater.
This fucking sounds like John Lennon.
John has a song that's called How Do You Sleep that he released in 1971, and it includes the line, "The only thing you done was yesterday, but since you're gone, you're just another day." And Another Day was a Paul solo song that had just come out and was a hit. I was like,
whoa.
Why are you still thinking about him so much, John?
Shit, John, take it easy.
Still in love. Paul and Yoko had beef over this song because he wanted the credit to be McCartney-Lennon when the Beatles anthology was released, and she refused to allow that change.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
because like Paul's the only one that wrote the song.
Yeah.
He also wanted it in the beginning, but they were crediting everything back in those days.
Oh, she wanted to, I see. Why would she, what?
Yeah, so the credit was Lennon-McCartney, and Paul wanted it switched to McCartney-Lennon because he's the only one that wrote it.
Right.
Also, like, what do you fucking care?
What do you fucking care?
Well, why does he care? Like,
No,
the
well, why does
song's
she
already-
care? He did write it.
Right, but like, so.
I'm on his
Like,
side.
you have to get we all know you. Everybody knows he wrote it.
I'm on his side. Because if it was John fighting about it, whatever. But it's Yoko. Who cares?
Oh, I was like, why couldn't John have an opinion? But in 2003, Paul did switch the credit to Paul McCartney and John Lennon when he listed 19 Beatles songs on his Back in the U.S. album.
Okay.
This song was in the 1997 movie Bean, which I have not and will never see.
I've not seen, I've not even heard of this. Bean?
But Mr. Bean, that
Oh, the
fucking
Mr. Bean movie?
Yeah, remember I was taking notes. I was like, ugh, I don't like this.
Oh, yeah.
It was about this because you
Oh.
guys are so annoying about Mr. Bean.
No, Rocco's so annoying about Mr. Bean.
Yeah, just
He's the one who
Rocco.
loves it.
You have tried to tell me several
I
times.
no, I
man
did.
is very funny.
I did see that movie. Now that I
fucking
realize.
knew it.
Yeah,
I knew you saw
didn't-
this movie.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yikes.
I didn't say I liked it or not. I saw
It's
it.
also the name of that movie that came out in 2019. That Beatles movie. Remember with? I should have written down
Yesterday.
who was in it. Yeah, it's called Yesterday. But I loved that movie.
Yeah, it was great.
I thought it was so good.
It was super fun.
Billie Eilish sang this at the 2020 Oscars for the In Memoriam segment.
Oh.
Kind of a weird choice, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm sure she did a great job. This was also in the 1984 film Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna watch that movie.
I'm not either.
It's very long.
I was wondering if you had seen it.
No, I know.
It's like almost 4 hours.
I know it's almost 4 hours, and all I know is that I was warned specifically by Rockman Direct to never watch that movie
Oh.
because there is a terrible rape scene in it, and they said like, don't watch this. You don't watch this movie, and it's 4 hours.
Normally you love rape scenes.
They make those jokes, and I'm always like, don't say that. And now I'm gonna say the same to you, Jenny. What are you saying?
No, I don't like rape scenes either. I wouldn't even watch that one episode of Game of Thrones. Anyway, that movie stars Robert De Niro, who was in The Untouchables with Kevin Costner,
Mhm.
and it stars Joe Pesci, who was in JFK.
So that's 5. We got 5 Costners in this.
I'm not done.
Oh
It
my
was
God!
also in the 1975 movie Shampoo, starring Goldie Hawn. And last week, I read an article in People magazine.
Yeah, you read the magazine?
You can get the articles for free. Jesus Christ. You don't follow them on Instagram?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yes, the magazine still exists, but you can also get all the articles for free online.
Oh, okay.
People that
Who's
don't-
buying this magazine then?
Old people.
Oh,
Old
okay.
people buy magazines. They need it in print.
Mm-hmm.
I bet your grandpa still gets the real newspaper.
Oh, he does.
Anyway, the article was about Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell trying to be matchmakers for Kevin Costner because they've all been friends forever and they want to set him up with a nice gal. And look no further.
Hello,
Nice gal right here.
Jenny.
I couldn't be fucking nicer.
We're married. Goldie Hawn, we're married. Don't
this
listen.
thing comes right off.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. I love you. I don't want Kevin Costner. I only want you.
You know, it's okay. Thank you.
Or I mean, I would double team you both. That was an option.
I don't
Golden
think
Gates
that.
Bridge. I don't know, whatever. I'm just saying there's options.
Oh my God, in heaven. All right, fun
I would
stuff.
let you be with him, which is also a gift.
I wouldn't want to though. I wouldn't want to be with Kevin Costner.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
And first of all, yeah, right.
I
Everyone would want to be with Kevin
I
Costner.
don't.
What a man.
I wouldn't want.
That's all my notes for the song.
Well, really good, really good. Well, it's a 5 for me.
It's obviously a 5 for me.
Jesus Christ! All right, we are going to be talking about. We had Mary and Steve pick this week's song, which is "Night and Day" by Ella
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Fucking fuck.
For some reason, my brain switched the E's. And I read it just now as L. I'm like, that can't be right. Ella Fitzgerald. And here we go. I know. Let's listen to it.
Like the beat, beat, beat of the tom-tom when the jungle shadows fall. Like the tick, tick, tock of the stately clock as it stands against the wall.
I did not do that. It got way loud. I didn't do that. I didn't. It was already maxed out. I will be. I literally don't either.
Keeps repeating you, night and day. You are the one.
I feel like this song's making you fall more in love with me. The way you're looking at me right now, I'm loving this.
You beneath the moon and under the sun.
Okay, so great pick, Mary and Steve. Love this. I'm wondering if this is going to be on this list anywhere. It has to be.
It's
Maybe.
not.
Oh, it's not? You looked?
I looked.
Okay. This reminded me, and I don't know if this ever did happen, but listening to this reminded me of us working at Chili's and you singing this song like, to me.
Probably did sing this song because I loved the Frank Sinatra version.
Okay. Because I remember I have a memory of you singing this song by the Main Micros.
He was falling in love.
I truly was. I was like, this girl is amazing. You were like being like, oh, like, when you do your little dance and you're like butt shakes a little bit and like, you're just like, you weren't like being seductive towards me at all, but I was very into what you were doing. So,
I mean, obviously.
But this song was like, I heard it when I hit play. I'm like, I think she sang the song to me back in Chili's.
This is one of the songs that we had on our playlist at our wedding for just like when people are entering the wedding, like to sit down and get seats, or if they were like coming into the dinner before it started. This was like the mingling music.
Nice.
But the Frank Sinatra version. And now I'm wondering why I didn't use the Ella Fitzgerald version because it's so fucking good.
It is so good.
And she was friends with Frank Sinatra.
Oh.
And Marilyn Monroe.
How about
And she
that?
was actually so fucking cool. Thank you, Mary and Steve, for the reminder that I love Ella Fitzgerald and I got to put her back in the playlist. Like, she has a million nicknames. She's the first lady of song, Lady Ella, Queen of Jazz, First Lady of Jazz, First Lady of Swing. Like, she's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And she sued Pan Am sometime in the 1950s because they wouldn't let her on a flight because of her race, like her and a couple other people. And she was on tour. So she was trying to fly from like
that's crazy,
Hawaii to Australia or something. And they wouldn't let them on the fucking flight. So she sued them and they settled. But it's like, good for you. What the fuck?
Absolutely.
The fuck, Pan Am? That's why you're
I hope you got a business.
You missed that logo. That was cute as hell.
That logo. It just reminds me of Catch Me If You Can at this point, though.
You're so obsessed with that movie.
I love that movie. I just love that era.
Okay, you would do a 3-way if Leo DiCaprio from Catch Me If You Can was involved.
I wouldn't. I would not.
I would.
Clearly.
Devil's 3-way.
Oh, my God.
It's your turn to pick.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, first off, I want to say, again, thank you for picking that song. Great song. And I want to give my shout-outs here to Turtleverse, Dan.
Woo!
Love you so much. Kevin Hilt, shouts out all the way. Kevin. Was admiring the artwork he did in our living room again. Actually, the other day, I was like, I love it too.
Everyone loves it.
My brother was at Yosemite and took a picture of Yosemite Falls, and I was looking at that, and I looked at his artwork. Like, we were there. This is like forever ago. Shouts out Luke. Mary and Steve, of course, Inspector Ryan, and Ellipsoids, or AKA Elliot, or I could say it the other way, I guess, Elliot, AKA Ellipsoids. But thank you so much for being our gold and platinum members. Remember, if you want to be a platinum member, you can be, and then we will listen to your song like we just did with Mary and Steve's song, and we'll talk about it and things that we remember from it and whatever else.
See, it makes me feel good that anyone gives a shit enough to be a member.
To be a patron at all.
Thanks, friends.
Truly. thank you so much.
I do like 10 hours
Do
of
you-
research a week. and I
Do you
feel
know
like they
that
can.
my cousin Erica is a patron? Did you know that?
There's no way she's watching though.
I don't know.
She
I d-
just pays to be nice.
Maybe
Thanks,
she,
Erica.
maybe. Hey, Erica, if you see this, thank you so much. I already thanked her today.
Love you,
but
girl.
Thank you so much. Okay. Anyways, it's my pick. Is there?
Yes.
There's no kid in here, is there? Lennon Sawyer. No. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Then I will pick. I was gonna have them do it.
So generous.
I know. I'm so nice. My goodness. This week we have number 188.
I think this is our longest podcast ever.
You think so?
Yeah, because right now
Oh,
we're
it's
at
9 o'clock.
42 minutes, and we already had like 37 before
Shit.
you had to cut.
You're right. You're so right. We got Electric Warrior by T-Rex. Okay, I'm excited
Unfamiliar.
I got one T-Rex song on this, and I loved it. So I'm hoping
Okay.
that this is
I
that.
don't know what to expect.
I am pretty stoked on that. And then the song for 188,
There's a Red Hot Chili Peppers album on there.
there is. And Woody said he'd be on.
How?
I want Woody to be on.
Sorry.
Dude, Jenny, the song. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Shut up. That was, I almost got her hopes up. That was the wrong song. I thought it was Creep by Radiohead. It is not. Is Jimi Hendrix Little Wing.
Ooh,
So
nice.
listen to Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix and Electric Warrior by T-Rex. And we will see you next week. And God, we just love you so much. Jenny, you're hot as hell. I love you. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.